Hey everyone and welcome. I am Dr. Kara, and for those of you who don't know, hi. I'm board certified in pediatric and adult allergy immunology and also have some training in lifestyle and functional medicine. But I'm also a patient. I have Sjogren's, a systemic autoimmune condition, and I am walking that patient path right alongside you. And I am excited to talk about a topic that affects every single one of us: inflammation. Ever noticed how a cut will get red, swollen, and painful, and frankly, just a little bit angry? That is inflammation in action. It's your body's brilliant defense system leaping into action to protect you and to heal that wound. But here's the thing about inflammation. It can be incredibly helpful and surprisingly harmful. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, and knowing the difference is key in managing your health. Inflammation is part of your body's innate immune system, your body's immediate, non-specific response to injury or infection. When you get a cut or a bruise, twist your ankle, or even catch a cold, it's your innate immune system that triggers that initial inflammatory response, sending in the first responders. So let's talk about them. There are a whole host of immune system parts and pieces, but some of the main players are our neutrophils. These are our body's EMTs, the first ones on the scene to help clear out debris, fight off those invading bacteria like Pac-Man. They're gobbling them up, destroying them, and then they actually can become, of all things, pus. We also see our mast cells and our nerve endings as integral parts of this process in sounding the alarm and letting the other parts of our immune system know who needs to be called to the scene. Macrophages are also critical. They are a cleanup crew, gobbling up anything that shouldn't be there: bacteria, damaged cells. They can be both angels and assassins in this process. And we also have dendritic cells. They're also called antigen-presenting cells, or a type of antigen-presenting cells. These are messengers. They are taking bits and pieces of what they find. They are bringing it back to the lymph node and communicating with other immune cells to coordinate a more targeted and adaptive approach. This is our adaptive immunity. It takes longer for that to kick in, but it's more specific and it creates the potential for immune system memory to occur, helps us over the long term. So when is inflammation a good thing? It's your body's natural healing process. Think about that cut that heals in a few days. It can almost seem like magic. Or how those achy muscles are, all better a few days after a good workout. Inflammation is doing its thing. It's healing. It's making you stronger. It's rebuilding that damaged tissue. But just like anything in life, too much of a good thing can become a problem. When inflammation is chronic, meaning it hangs around like an unwanted house guest, or when it's excessive, it can lead to real trouble. Chronic inflammation is that low-grade, persistent type of inflammation that fuels many chronic diseases. In fact, it's thought to be the driving factor of all chronic modern disease, such as heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's, dementia. And yes, autoimmune conditions like Sjogren's and allergies are very much in this category too. Excessive inflammation is when the immune system response and inflammatory response goes into overdrive. It is like a runaway train. Think things like septic shock, a life-threatening infection where people end up in the intensive care unit, or intense cytokine storms that can occur after certain immune system therapies or infections. These are extreme examples, but they are examples of inflammation gone totally haywire. For those of us with autoimmune conditions or allergies, myself with Sjogren's disease, we already have an immune system that is a bit out of balance. It is constantly mistaking our own tissues, in the case of autoimmune disease, or the outside world, in the case of allergies, as the enemy, and inappropriately so. These are conditions that are characterized by chronic inflammation, and they're thought to be driven by leakiness or breaks in our barriers, like our inflamed noses, our dry, irritated skin, and our gut. And it makes it more difficult for our immune system to find and strike that balance. So how do we tame the flame? Here are some tips for supporting healthy inflammation levels. The good news is that while some inflammation is out of our control, there are some ways, a lot of ways, that we can support a healthy response and help prevent those inflammatory fires from getting out of control. The first, eat the rainbow. Seriously, a healthy, colorful, whole food predominant diet is your anti-inflammatory secret weapon. Fill your plate with vibrant veggies, fruits, and those good fats like omega-3s from salmon or walnuts. Moderate exercise is your immune system's BFF. Regular movement isn't just good for your body and for your lungs and your heart. It's an incredibly powerful immune system modulator. Finding that movement sweet spot that is a little bit of a stretch, but doesn't totally drain your batteries can help calm down inflammation, especially over the long term. Environmental cleanup. We can minimize those barrier disruptions by cleaning up the quality of air we breathe and the quality of products we slather on our skin. This can decrease the amount of damage that we can cause to our noses, our gut, and our skin. And stress less, finding your Zen zone. Chronic stress leads to higher cortisol levels, and that stress hormone will ramp up chronic inflammation. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing, meditation, prayer, anything that makes you feel calm can have that ripple effect on your immune system. Like many of you, I am constantly working to adjust my Sjogren's treatment plan to find a balance that works for me on any particular day, week, or month. From adjusting my diet to finding those stress-busting tools I rely on to partnering closely with my doctors and listening to my body. I'm always experimenting, exploring, and learning as I go. Inflammation is all about finding balance. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all inflammation. Some inflammation is beneficial, and it's finding the right balance within our body, supporting the good and minimizing the less so. What questions do you have about inflammation? What are your go-to strategies for supporting a healthy inflammatory response? Share your experiences and let's learn from one another. Be sure to join my free Facebook group, the Becoming Immune Confident Community. It is a wonderful place to connect with others, ask questions, and learn more. And while you're at it, download my free Immune System Disorders Pre-Appointment Workbook to help you prepare for those important appointments and make the most of the time with your healthcare team. If you're looking for more Sjogren's friendly tips and support, don't forget to join my free Facebook group and download my Sjogren's Starter Kit. I'll link to those resources in the description below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode.